Well, hi everyone, my name is Evan Carbonero, and I'm going to start my own political YouTube channel. I've always been into politics, the world of politics that is, even when I was younger, but I have been so much more into it now considering everything happening, especially considering the 2016 election between Donald J. Trump and Hillary Clinton, and all of the different things concerning that, and I have come to really love politics. But let me introduce myself. Like I said, I'm 19 years old. I am going to school to study for history, adolescence education. I want to be a history teacher, preferably for high school or middle school, but really preferably for high school. I am into all different kinds of cinematic universes like Marvel, DC, Harry Potter, Star Wars. I am a big Star Wars and Marvel fanatic. I think the movies are great, and the way that they have become are wonderful. I like all different types of music, and overall, I just love to hang out with friends and have a good time with my family. Now, I want to take these videos, and I really want to create this YouTube channel as a whole, so I could talk about my views, and because in school, I'm going to minor in journalism and political science. I want to be a journalist. That's my long-term goal after being a history teacher, which is my shorter, I guess you can say, shorter-term goal, that I want to take the time to look at these topics in a journalist type of view and tell me if I sound like I am talking like a journalist. I don't want to be an opinionated, super ideological person. I'm not an ideologue, but I have different political philosophies, and I want to share them with you, everyone watching. So, some of my political philosophies, the biggest one being the freedom of speech. The freedom of speech is so important, and we should never have our voice suppressed. If you have your voice suppressed, then you're not living in the United States of America. You're living in another country, and you shouldn't be. You should always be able to talk about what you believe in. Of course, there are crazy people out there who talk bad, talk violent, talk racist, talk sexist, and they shouldn't. But they should not be suppressed in a way. Sometimes you kind of look at it as unfortunate, but it's fortunate that we get to express our views and talk about what we stand for, because that is what our country, when we fought in the American Revolution, what the values stood for was that. That was our biggest reason we fought, was to have that kind of government where we weren't told we can't express our voice. I'm a big believer in strict constitutional. I'm a strict constitutionalist. I believe in a strict constitution. I believe that when you have a Supreme Court a Supreme Court justice on the Supreme Court, that they should be a strict constitutionalist. You should look at the Constitution and determine it based off what it says, not based off what you want it to be in 2017 or 2020 or 2023. It should be what it is, how it is. Yes, the Constitution will always go through changes, as it always has, and has gone through major changes, especially considering we had slavery, and we had discrimination, and there were so many things wrong about it. But we fixed all those things, and we should keep it the way it is. I'm a big believer in Second Amendment rights. I think it's controversial, the idea of conceal and carry, but I think that it should go according to the state, and should go according to the situation in the state. Maybe what the violence is, or what the occurrences are going on within that state, so that you could say, okay, maybe conceal and carry works for Arizona, but maybe not for Florida. Maybe it works for Idaho, but not for California. Having that kind of thought with conceal and carry, but always being able to own a gun, and you should always be able to register for a gun. I think it's crazy that the government tells you that you can't have guns, and that you shouldn't be able to own them for your own protection. Yes, I'm one to be afraid to probably ever use or touch a gun, but I defend the right to own one because most people feel they should be able to, and it is an important ideal. And the reason that we started guns was in the times after slavery ended. There were people who threatened African Americans with lynching and all these bad racist things, racist acts, so we defended ourselves with guns. It was African American Republicans who created that, and we should be appreciative of why we have gun rights in America. I am a person who believes in strong immigration reform, even though I think Trump said it just to say it and to show that he had a strong immigration philosophy. I don't agree with kicking people out who are here in the country, but I think people should come through only through a legal process, and we should get rid of illegal immigration, and illegal immigrants should not vote. They should not be able to just come into the country and get things before American workers or before American people. I am not a racist or bad, bigoted person. I am friends with people of all different, Hispanic, I'm friends with black people, I'm friends with all different kinds of people, of all different kinds of races. I'm friends with white people, friends with Asian people. I'll be friends with anybody. I'm just that kind of person. But we have to have people come in the country through a legal process, because otherwise it's going to be an attack on the American people. So we have to have strong immigration laws. Yes, I believe with Trump's wall. I believe with strong border protection. We should have a lot of people trying to be a guardian for our country. Speaking of a guardian or a protector, we should have a strong military. We should fund the military more, and we should not be depriving the country of a stronger military. A big problem with the Democratic Party is that they always want to spend money on so many different things, but the military. That's the Democratic Party now. Years ago, they weren't like that. John F. Kennedy loved to fund the military, and he was a Democrat, and he believed in a lot of different things that Republicans believe in. There are actually a lot of things that support he would be more like a Republican, but that's for a different video. Another big philosophy of mine, especially because it's important to me, like I said earlier in the video, I want to go into education, and I wish to be a history teacher. So education is important to me. I don't think we should destroy public schools, and I don't think that we should destroy or look at charter schools in a bad way. We should expand charter schools because they really seem to help. Now, I know Betsy DeVos is a controversial Secretary of Education, but I think she's trying to really do good for people, and Donald Trump really is trying to help people who can't afford to go to these charter schools, help them get the subsidies they need to go, and I don't think that education should be deprived of anyone because they're poor instead of wealthier, or because they can't learn as good as other people because they have a disability. Everybody should have a fair chance in education, but government should not be as involved, and Common Core and more testing doesn't prove to be good. It proves nothing. What proves to have a good academic learning environment is three things, or a couple things. Having a great teacher, having someone who teaches you not based off what their opinion is, but what the facts are, and just having an education system where you are learning things that can help you in real life and relating all subjects to real life, because all subjects can be related to real life. Maybe in the North and the South, they teach things a little differently. No country, no state may teach exactly the same exact thing, and I don't think that's terrible at all. But I think that the only thing we should not teach is hateful, violent rhetoric like our president's a Nazi, or that Republicans are the reason that you have all this racial division. Or maybe you think that, America's evil and bad because, we're too powerful as a country and we look at everyone else as little guys, so it's bad. Education, teach the right values and teach American values, and that America is a good country. Because America is a great country. We should have a fairer future for the United States and America. Everybody deserves to come here and live out their full potential in what is called, Donald Trump has said before, the American dream. The American dream is so important, and for years and years, immigrants came here and wanted to have the American dream and fulfill it. They thought, they dreamt, they, desired it, and now it seems like less people don't really look at America as good. We should be a shining symbol for all different countries throughout the world, and those are just some of my political views. I have many other political views, like being for entitlements. Yes, having entitlement reform, having a stronger economy, not letting other countries push us aside. I could go on and on and on. These are just some of my political views and political philosophical ideals. They've been influenced really by my family, my dad mostly in my family, and President Trump. And just the idea of growing up in a family where you thought and had great values, where family first and helping others and being a good, strong believer in God and religion and being, a Christian, all these different things have really been a bearing and influence on my political philosophy. So I hope you liked the video. that I have made here today, and I hope that you will hopefully follow me so I can become popular, not for myself, but so other people could see that there are other beliefs and that there are values that are important to everyone in America, and that just as a country, we need to respect other beliefs and opinions. And with this constant attack of our president and democracy and our constant attack on our traditionalism as a country, it's really, really troubling to see that people, younger people, I feel mostly, don't understand the America that we live in and how it's really supposed to be. So, thank you everyone, and as always, make America great again.